Good morning. If I'm looking a little bit worse for wear today, that's because I am. The altitude really got to me last night. Had a terrible night's sleep. Had a splitting headache and was waking up every hour, pretty much on the hour. But managed to deal with it. Every time I woke up, I made sure I just drank a ton of water, and by about 5 a.m. this morning, most of it was cleared. But not the most restful sleep. We're up at the Moriri viewpoint at the moment, and as you can see, it's another beautiful day at the high altitude paradise. Here we are at the shorelines of Moriri. Tso in Tibetan means lake. So those who say Moriri Lake or Lake Moriri, it's a bit of a misnomer. You're basically saying Lake Moriri. This is actually the world's highest Ramsar wetland, and many migratory birds come through here in the spring and summer. Calm waters, just idyllic, really. I'm not entirely sure if I'm meant to be allowed on the lake shore. There was a lot of fences in some sections, but then some sections weren't fenced, so I may have just topped a fence. No one's arrested me yet, so oh well. Plan for today is back to Leh. Got another long drive, but we're going to take a slightly different route today, a little bit more off the beaten track, going by another lake called Tsokar, and then hooking up with the Leh-Manali highway, which goes over another massively high pass. I think it's around 5,200 meters or something. It's getting to the point where any pass over 5,000 meters is just kind of getting routine. So just another one of those, easy. In the meantime, as you can see, we've got the Ramsar wetland over there. That was actually where I was last night. So the Indian soldiers told me that where I was taking photos was actually part of the protected area, and that's why I shouldn't have been there. Right, I think it's time to hit the road again. The Changtang Plateau, it extends all the way from Ladakh into Tibet. It's quite massive. And this is considered some of the most inhospitable areas in the world to live. The land here is completely unarable. There is no way you can do any farming here, and what little vegetation there is can't really be cultivated. As a result, the only people who actually live here are nomadic herders. And what they herd is sheep and goats. And the type of goat that they herd, the Changtangi goat, is actually what the most sought after pashmina wool comes from. And the reason why is the temperatures here in the winters get down to -40. So any goat that lives here has got to have a really good winter coat to survive that. So what happens in the summer is they actually comb the goats. They don't shear them like they do with sheep. They comb them because they only want the finest of the winter hairs. And they'll comb the goats and they'll trade the wool. But each goat can only give out about 80 to 100 grams of wool. Beyond that, what the locals here do is they'll milk the goats and the sheep, and they'll either trade or they'll convert into less perishable items such as cheese or yogurts to last them through the summers as well. Well, one car's had a bit of a breakdown, so we're going to give a couple of people a lift to Tsokar. Alright, we picked up a few extras. Hi guys!
Hi!
They had a shock absorber issue on their car, so give them a lift to Tsokar. How long were you waiting?
Between like 20 minutes?
That's not too bad. Well, that's lucky.
Yeah.
2 hours of driving from Moriri, and here we are at Tolkar, also known as the White Lake. The white sections are salt deposits, so this used to be seabed. It's thrust up when the Himalayas were formed when the Indian plate crashed into the Eurasian plate. And this lake sits on a massive highland plain, so you can tell it used to be a lot higher. The water level used to be a lot higher, and it slowly receded and receded and left the salt deposits behind. So we're going to continue on the road down that way. We're going to hook up with the Leh and Manali highway and head on back to Leh. In the village of Tukje. We're gonna leave our passengers behind here. You're staying here overnight, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, best of luck on the rest.
Thank you.
Hope you have better luck for the rest of the trip. It was nice to meet you. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you
enjoy
so
the
much
rest.
for your vlog.
No worries. Okay, now we are heading back to Leh. And just like that, we are on beautiful paved, double-laned highway. We're back on the Leh Manali highway. Got one more pass to do. What's the name of the pass? I'm not even I can't pronounce that. That's about 5,300 meters. It's supposed to be higher than Kardungla. We'll see. Decide whether to stop at the top when we get there. It's probably going to be cold again. And then from there, it's all the way down back into the Indus Valley and onwards to Leh. At 17,582. It says second highest pass in the world. Interesting. Anyways, not much here, so we're gonna keep going. One last police check next to the Jammu and Kashmir State Taxes Department. Someone's just told me that today's the first day of the Ladakh festival, and all the school kids from around the region are doing a parade here in the town soon. So I might check that out and then go find some dinner. Now, one thing I learned from last night at Moriri is that when it gets cold, and I'm talking real cold like last night was, I reckon it was down to about 5 degrees last night, the Kashmiris and the Ladakhis, they know about staying warm. And their chief way of staying warm is their pashmina scarves. So I am on the hunt to get one.
My name is Tawfiq.
I'm looking at pashminas now. So I've looked at this really nice white cream one. And tell me a little bit about it, Tawfiq. So it's 100% pashmina, you
This is
said?
100% pashmina, and we get it from the Kashmir,
Okay.
from goat. It's a special pashmina goat. We only chin part portion
Okay.
we use for that one.
Someone told me there's a special way to tell that it's pashmina, something about a ring or something?
This is the ring.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to here put this one here, and going to get it.
And because it's so
If
soft,
you want
it
one
fits.
more here, you can get here one more.
Oh wow, okay, so that's how soft it is.
This is how soft it is. In Kashmir, we have a huge production.
Yep.
But in Pashmina, we have a very less production. That's why it's very expensive.
Right.
But it's very soft also.
The last dinner of the trip. And I've got a recommendation from the guy who owns the hotel. So I'll have to try this this place just around the corner. It's down a bit of an alley. Apparently it's some of the best Tibetan and Indian food in town. Tibetan mutton curry with Tibetan bread. Got a citywide power cut. Everyone's got the generators out. The fact that all the power went out and within minutes generators around the city spun into action means they're pretty used to this. It's been a pretty long day, so I've still got to pack as well actually. So it's going to be an early night. Riggson's very kindly offered to drive me to the airport tomorrow morning. So I'm going to meet him at 9:30. So until then, good night.